I bought a cheap E70 with lots of problems, and I've been fixing it. So in this video, I'll replace the air springs and take care of some other annoying odds and ends. So last time, I serviced the transmission, but before I decided to drive it, I wanted to check the brakes because the onboard diagnostic system was telling me that the brake pads were low. So before going out and buying new pads and rotors, I wanted to take a look at them myself. And I'm glad I checked them because this car does not need brakes. It probably just needs the system to be reset. There's plenty of pad, at least on this rear brake, but look what I noticed. Look at that. The lug bolt is missing. There seems to be plenty of pad left on this one too. And this one. No, that's plenty of pad left. Yeah, so maybe it's just something with the wear sensor. But I am looking for the lug bolt socket for this car. They all seem to be the same, but I didn't see it in the car. So I'm about to go on the first test drive of the X5 since the transmission service. Waiting on my wife to come out, and so far there are no leaks. No leaks that I can see yet anyway. Hopefully this will be something that won't have to be done for a long time. So this is the first test drive of the X5 after the transmission service. So we're gonna see if everything goes okay. I don't know how this thing is supposed to shift, but it's driving better, much better than before. How do you think that felt, babe?
Fine.
Yeah, like it seems okay. If the camera picked up that knock, that's something on the suspension that I'm gonna have to work on. It seems okay. I might drive it this week to make sure the transmission actually is fixed and make sure there's no leaks, but it's driving pretty good. I'm gonna wait for this light to turn green, see how it shifts from first through third as I turn. But yeah, it had trouble going into gear, and then it would kind of hard kick. I don't know if it was first to second or second to third, but it was always from a stop.
What is that?
A CX-50.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna baby the transmission. I'm just gonna see. I don't know how this thing's supposed to shift, but that seems okay. What do you think?
It felt fun.
Yeah. So now I'm just waiting for leaks. See if we have any more issues. So the transmission is running way better, but this morning I need to point out another issue I'm having with the X5. So it is on a slight hill, and this side is still maintaining air in the air suspension a bit, but the other side is another story. I know it's not the best view with all the shadows, but this side slowly leaks down overnight. So I'm going to get new air springs and install them. This is a big fat tire. My goodness. One of the things that was wrong with the E70 when I got it, but is an easy fix, is the rear brakes. Everything looks fine. I mean, the rotors are ugly but smooth. Plenty of pad left, but there should be an anti-vibration clip right there. So I picked some up and I'm gonna put it on right now. I think all I got to do is push this on like that. Feels solid. But yeah, it just wasn't there. It's not on this side and it's not on the other side. And I am going to do this side as well. Yeah, I have no idea why it wasn't on there. Maybe somebody did some service, just forgot, but we're good. So I drove the E70 for a few days, and one thing that I touched every day was very annoying. It's a pain when you're trying to open the latch and you gotta fumble around with that. So I got a new one. Let's open it and make sure that it looks like it'll do the job. So this looks and feels like it will fit in the truck. So let's go ahead and see what we gotta do to get the old one out. As you can see, this car is missing some trim pieces along the inside, and I will be looking for those, but I will need to take off that trim piece. So I figured out what I needed to remove to get to the back side of the hatch to replace the latch, only to realize that I didn't have to do all of that. Yeah, this is the OEM BMW one. You see the part number there. And this is just an aftermarket duplicate, but it looks identical. So Yeah, I mean, look how messed up that is. So let's see if we can put this back in and close it back up. Oh wait, it can't go in like that. It has to go in from the outside. So based on what it looks like, I'll just have to push this in like that. That looks like I'm good to go. Yeah, so I think I wasted a lot of time. So now I'm just reconnecting the plug, and I could have done all of this on the other side of the hatch. So I didn't know, but now I do know. And I could have just done this out here and then snap it in just like that. Now, if yours fails in such a way that you can't do that, you have to go on the inside, but it seems like you could pop it out from out here with the panel tool and you're good to go. I just wasted a lot of time. So I put back all the stuff that I didn't need to take off. Then it was time to test the latch switch. Is it now secure and functioning? Well, like with most projects, I wasted a bit of time, but I did fix something. And it works. Anyway, one less thing that needs to be fixed. But that list of things is long. So I got some more parts for the X5, and I have not told Lance what they are yet. Lance is behind the camera. Say hey to people.
Hey guys.
What do you think it is?
New exhaust.
An exhaust for this thing in this box?
Headlights.
No. Here's a clue. It's pretty big.
A wing. Spoiler.
No. It'd be hard for you to guess.
Yeah.
But.
Is the back of your car?
Hmm?
The part of the back of your car?
Like, what do you mean by the back?
Back here where it got dented?
It's very close to that. But it's on the inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they sure did package it nicely. So installing this should be fast, man. Do you have any idea now?
Nope.
So that's one side. This is the other. This is the big piece. And this is part of the reason why the car was only $2,700 bucks.
How many miles does it have on it?
182,000 and change. Coming up 183. I see people saying this engine is unreliable.
Yeah.
Or compared to the others, it's unreliable. But I saw so many examples of these well into the 200,000 miles. And I guess if you drive them all right and keep it with the maintenance, they'll treat you right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this engine in this one is superb. Wait a minute. Is that new? Is this new? I thought I was buying used. Get a good shot at that? Yeah, that might, I think it's used. I think this is used stuff, but anyway. So as you can see, this trim piece is missing, as well as this one. And at first I was like, I'll order black. I didn't know that they were already black, whereas the other interior is brown. And hey, Lance, check this out, man. Where do you think this goes? Because I don't see where it plugs in anywhere. Anyway, we're gonna cover it up. This goes like that, maybe? Yeah. I think that works. But this goes on before that one anyway.
There you go.
All right. And this one only has one clip. So maybe I can use these clips on this. So where's the other clip I took off? Lance found the clip. But the old one was missing clips, but the new one came with clips. So now I can line this up.
There we go.
Yeah, oh boy. So definitely want this clip. Uh-oh, we're out of clips. I'm the pro at dropping clips today. If there was a contest in clip dropping today,
I win.
tell my wife, I said, baby, I dropped more clips than you today. She's so competitive.
Or if you just drop one clip multiple times.
Clip drop king. That looks a lot better. Don't you think?
Yeah.
At some point, I gotta address this.
Yeah. How are you gonna do that? Because I know there's stuff you can spray and it sticks it back up there.
I don't know. I'm thinking about taking all the rubber out and like making sure it lays up properly,
Okay.
and putting rubber back on. But that'll be for another day. Guess what this is?
New handle?
Oh!
Did you already do that?
I did that, but I did order a new handle, but it's for the driver's side, the passenger side door.
Clips?
Are they individually wrapped?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Are they individually wrapped lug bolts? All right, you want to test them, make sure they work?
Sure.
So I got 20 of them. Yeah, but you can just try this one. Lance is gonna make sure they fit properly.
Yeah, looks like they do.
All right, so I bought new lug bolts because I was missing at least 2. I think there was 2 missing when I got the car. I didn't notice it when I bought it. Need to pay more attention. And the new ones are actually a bit longer than the old ones. I hope that doesn't present a problem. But when I put them on, I'll find out. Well, I'm back in the garage with the X5, and these suspension airbags have let me down, literally. So I'm gonna try my hand at replacing both of them. Even though I only think the right side is broken, I'm gonna try to replace both of them. So the first thing I'm gonna try and do is disable the suspension compressor. And check that out. My fuse box is already dangling, so I gotta see what I gotta do to get that mounted back up like that. But the fuse that I'm interested in is that 40 amp fuse right there. So I found an online diagram, lets me know that that one is the one for the air compressor. There we go. So I'm just gonna sit this on the floor right below it, and I will come back to it when I'm done. All right, so I am up under the passenger side airbag, and it has these little tabs. I'm going to see if it's really leaking the way I think it is. I should be able to push those in and push up on it, but that's awkward. So I'm gonna try something else. All right, I don't know if this is advised. I do have on eye protection. I'm going to see how much pressure is in this thing. Ah, here we go. There is some. I'm just gonna let it out. So these are some tough bags. See if this screwdriver speeds up the process. You know what? While we're having fun, we might as well just put a hole in it. And it still doesn't want to come out? What do they make these bags out of? So there's still pressure in there, not much though. So let's see if that gives us enough leeway to push it out the bottom. All right, so let's see if one side, let's see if I can get them both at the same time. There we go. Got them both up. And it's free. So now let's go back to the top side. All right, so does that let me? That does. It does free it. Where am I gonna have space to pull it out? All it took was a partial twist counterclockwise, and I was able to drop it down. So it is almost out. This locks in up top. I'll show you a picture of it. The hole that the top of the air spring goes into looks like this. I'm gonna remove that nut, and it looks like it is a 10 millimeter. And it is coming off. All right, so that's out. So does that free the bag? How does the bag come free? Don't know. Don't want to damage it. Yeah, it's coming off nice and easy now. Look at that. So that's the old one out. Always like to compare the old and the new. Seems to be of high quality and of similar dimensions. So let's go ahead and put it in. Now the airline does need to come out of this side. So when I put it in, I'm going to make sure that it comes out this way, or rather that it points this way. But I don't think you can put it in wrong. Let's give it a shot. So that is a shot of what I need to twist the new one into, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that hard. So I'm not going to remove that until the very last minute. Do not want to introduce any debris into the new bag. So trying my best to put it back exactly the way it was. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to twist this out. Put the new one in. The airline already has a fitting, so all I have to do is slide this into it. So let's see about taking the old stuff off. So I slide this up, separate this, these two little pieces, and now I just slide this off. So apparently I just shove this into the new one and I'm golden. Is there any marring? Doesn't look like it. So they say you just push it in. That is remarkably easy. And if that works, I will be singing the praises of this company as long as I own this car. So now I tug it. Wow. I pushed it in until it stopped and it said tug it to make sure it's on there, and it feels like it is. Now that was easy. So again, that's why I have to twist the top of the airbag into. These go in towards the other side of the car. So I'm gonna see if I can do it right. All right, so it's gonna have to be by feel because when you put it up in there, you can't really see it. Okay, so I think I got it in there. And I don't. Let's try again. I think I got it now. Ha! I'm gonna call it good. And I think I'll just jack up the suspension till it mates with it, put the fuse in, and see if it inflates. Now I gotta make sure it'll line up. You can see if the top is seated correctly from inside the trunk by lifting the floor. I found this out later. I heard it click, did you? No, wait a minute. This bag should be able to hold the weight of the suspension. I know this could be risky, but as quick as that was, if this works, I can do the other side. And the only person who will be out of money would be me. So let's see if everything stays intact. I don't know, that makes me a little bit nervous. Let's see if I have another floor jack that I can do the other side with. And I do have another floor jack. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And looky, I'm not gonna have to do much work on this side because it is already a little messed up. I do not know why it's like this. I need not bore you with the details. It's gonna be exactly the same, but with a different color tube. I think it's orange instead of blue. I said I wasn't gonna bore you with the details, but check this out. And that did not happen tonight. That's been like that, so I don't know what caused it, but I'm glad I'm replacing it. Real quick, there is a notable difference on the driver's side or the left side. The little Mickey Mouse ears point towards the back of the car. That's different than the other side. So that's how you have to line up the top of the airbag when you get ready to twist it back in. So the little Mickey Mouse ears point toward the back of the car. So the instructions warned that if there was any marring on this, it might not seal. So there is some damage. So I'm gonna cut off this last 3/4 of an inch of tubing and see if the rest will be okay. But yeah, this just end. Let me feel it with my skin rather than the gloves. But yeah, that very end, if it is a seal surface, will cause some issues. So I'm gonna snip it off and hopefully it leaves me enough tubing to continue. Okay, my GoPro overheated and it might do it again. I'm just going to cut off this end here. And this tubing is actually very, very durable. I'm gonna clean this end up a little bit too because I definitely want it to work. Now there could be a risk of this leaking again. It's a lot better, but up here, there is some marring and I don't know exactly where the seal is, but I am gonna give it a go. Oh, so it didn't even make it to the marks that are on the other side. So after a bunch of fiddling, I finally got this side in. So I'm gonna do the same thing and jack up the suspension until it mates up with it. Something I didn't mention on the other one, there's a little notch here that mates up with this here. And as you can see, they're in the same orientation. I don't think you can screw it up. So the way this twists in will necessarily make that line up. I think, because I got lucky on the other side and this side is also lined up as well. Ah, that's as high as this goes. Reinstall this fuse and the pump came on. You can hear it. Let's go see what's happening over here. Okay, I don't hear any crazy hissing. Yeah, it feels solid now. All right, let's start her up. So far, the new air springs have performed flawlessly. I'll let you know if something changes. This E70 still has lots of issues. If you would like to follow along as I continue to fix things and improve it, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.